Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today I present to you another LEGO creation. Today's creation is a LEGO Mach 10. Now, the Mach 10 isn't just called Mach 10 for no reason. It's actually an abbreviation of Military Armament Corporation Model 10. So, basically, take the M, the A, and the C, and the 10, and it becomes the Mach 10. So, yeah, moving on, the Mach 10 can be chambered in 45 ACP or 9mm, and is also an American firearm. So, it's about as American as it can get, a full auto submachine gun that fires 45 ACP. So, yeah, it actually has a, you could say, big brother or little brother. It's called the Mach 11, and the Mach 11 is chambered in 380. So yeah, I'm not very familiar with that cartridge, so I'm not going to talk much about it. So anyways, let's just talk about the build. So I started at the grip, which is quite simple, but a bit unorthodox. I'm going to take out the magazine first. Magazine, pretty simple, just 2x4 all the way down. And you might notice that there's some tape here. The tape isn't for stability reasons. It's actually for making it fit in the magazine correctly, because the grip is not brick built, it's bracket built. Basically something like the grip design I used in my Makarov. Now, of course, that design doesn't work for every gun. Now, it looks decent for the Mach 10, but due to the size of the magazine, it doesn't really fit. Now, the design on my Makarov worked because the mag was shorter and weighed less, so it wasn't as heavy, so it wouldn't fall out. But you can see for yourself, the magazine is quite long, so that basically means more weight, and it basically just falls out. So I had to use some tape. Other than that, not much. It's basically connected with a Technic brick and Technic pins, like basically how I usually build a grip. So yeah, basically this is about it. It's double-sided because of the brackets you can see in here. So yeah, anyways, move on to the trigger and the trigger guard. The trigger guard is pretty simple. I used my usual design. The jumper plates, whoops. Okay, give me a moment. Alright, and I'm back. So the jumper plates are just to connect to the top. As you can see, the top, or the receiver, is 5 studs wide instead of 4 studs, so you can't really connect a 2 stud wide connection to it unless you use jumper plates. So that's what the jumper plates are for. And the trigger is the standard brick built trigger I've been using for my past few builds. I like it a lot, so might as well use it. And it's way better than the Technic one, I guess. So these round things on the sides are basically just detail, like I think they're called rivets. Yeah, rivets that keep some parts of the gun in, like the trigger. And this thing here, I'm not sure what it does, this round piece. It doesn't spin on the real gun, from what I know, but yeah. So yeah, this plate here is actually for the stock. Some of you might know that the Mach 10 actually comes with a stock. I've made it, but I'm not very proud of it. Why? First of all, it doesn't really look that good. Second of all, it does jack shit. It doesn't fold on the real thing, but this section here can fold, so basically you connect it to the back. So yeah, and you can aim down the sides with the stock unfolded. So yeah, you might notice that it's missing a few pieces because before I was filming this, it actually broke on me and fell on the floor, and I lost a few parts. So anyways, I'm gonna take this thing apart, or just remove it from the gun, and we'll move on to the build. Back to the main gun. So the Mag 10 and Mag 11, actually I'm not really sure about the Mag 11. I've only done research on the Mag 10, so I'm just gonna talk about the Mag 10. The Mag 10 is a open bolt submachine gun. Now what open bolt means is basically so submachine guns like the MP5 and what else is there that I've done? So basically submachine guns like the MP5 are closed bolt. Now what closed bolt means is when you have charged the gun once and it is ready to fire, the bolt is actually closed. Now I actually left the Mag 10 in the charged position, and you can see the bolt is actually open. So this is called open bolt. Now, one of the most famous open bolt submachine guns, you could say, is the PPSH-41. I think I've talked about it on my AK, but I'm going to talk about it again since it's an open bolt submachine gun, and the Mag 10 is also an open bolt submachine gun, so might as well explain that. So this, when you push it back like this, when it's in this position, it's uncharged, or it's not chambered. It has not chambered anything. So before you load the gun, or when the gun is empty, it will return to the front position. But when you've loaded it, let's say you put a magazine inside like so, charge it back, and on the real gun you can actually see the bullet in there. I'm gonna remove the magazine for convenience. And basically what that does is something, the trigger basically has a mechanism that locks the bolt back, and when you pull it down, it goes down and the bolt moves forward and shoots around, and the force from the round exploding pushes the bolt back, and that whole cycle keeps continuing until you let go of the trigger or the gun runs out of ammunition. So that's basically how open bolt works. And this gun is also a gas operated, not a gas operated system, what am I talking about? It's direct blowback. It doesn't have a gas system. It basically just relies on the force of the round exploding to push the round back, because, well, it's a pistol caliber submachine gun. It doesn't really need lockup or anything, so it doesn't require a gas system. So yeah, this is basically about it for the Mag 10. Now, one cool thing about the stock that I did not know, and that feature isn't on my model, sadly, because the trigger is in the way, or you could say the piece that keeps the trigger in is in the way. So most of you probably know that the stock is foldable, but it's actually also extendable. By extendable, I mean it works basically like the MP5 stock. You can pull it out to extend it. Now, I did not know that was actually a thing before I was researching things about this thing. So yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess. And well, that's basically about it. Some of you might have noticed that the top section is 4 studs wide. I basically connected it with jumper plates. That's a thing I've been doing recently. So yeah, it's basically about it for the build. This is a smaller build, so the video is gonna be shorter, and there isn't much detail or a lot of features on this thing. So yeah, basically about it. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.